DA Sports coverage of the NFL has us on the west coast of the Sunshine State. Downtown Tampa's the spot, Raymond James Stadium. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And off we go from Tampa. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
Already here, they'll audible to something else.
Start.
They'll start on the ground with Irvin. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 9.
180.
Mayfield. The pass is caught by Cade Otton. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
20. Hey, alert, 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 alert. What's that?
On 1st and 10, here's Irvin. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. Baker changing the play at the line.
What's that?
They'll stay on the ground with Irvin. And Owen coughed it up. And now the Rams have got it. Going the other way. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, they got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Drill right, 22. Set. 280. Sit on.
A first run now for Kyron Williams. And a good burst there right from the start as he'll get this one out near the 35. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Ready. Go 20.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Set. Blue 60.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Intended for Terrence Ferguson. Incomplete. Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Second and 10.
Monday. Set 32. 180.
Here's Stafford. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up the screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Set. 180.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. Stafford. And that will be incomplete.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And this one is right through. And the Rams have the first points here. It's 3-0. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They fumbled the last time they had the football. Fortunate that it only led to a field goal. 3-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Mayfield off the play fake. He'll find his rookie wideout from Ohio State here. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
To throw, Mayfield. To the right side, catch made by ELBUCCS. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And it's second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now Baker is going to change it up.
Regular. What's up?
Now Mayfield. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
The first down line at the 34 here on third down.
180. Real. Done.
Mayfield to throw it. Work in the middle of the field. He's got a man complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 22-yard line. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
What's up?
Mayfield looks to throw. His throw incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Here's second and 10.
Run. 180. What's up?
Baker going to give it to Irving. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Good stick. 180. Point it right. What's that?
Here's Mayfield. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Bucky Irving, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Buccaneers are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive.
10.
And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
This is 2nd and 8.
Ready. 50. 180. 11.
Stafford now to throw. And he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 5. Stafford going to change it up here.
53. Ready. Drill right. 22. Sit on.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
But they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Los Angeles.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Set. Blue 60.
Back to throw, Stafford. That's to the tight end, Colby Parkinson. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Ready. 250. 10.
Now a play fake it at Stafford. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
So it looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Set. Go 20. Like 7.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
Stay 50. Stay 50.
They go back to the ground with Williams. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7.
We go set. We're waiting. And middle. 20 hot.
Here's Stafford. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
Joshua Party on for the field goal. A 46-yard.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hold. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
180. Up. What's that?
Throwing, Mayfield. This is caught by Evans. Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. It's a gain of 35.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Set. 180.
Mayfield down. Look at Godwin, and he's got him complete. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the Rams' 21-yard line.
2nd and 1 now from the 21.
What's that?
Straight ahead, it's Irving. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
180. Done.
Once again, it's Irving. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Bucky Irving with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead is up to 8.
Buccaneers 14, Rams 6.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They've probably got some adjustments to make because they've moved the football okay at times, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going, have they?
What you worry about is it almost turns into a basketball game where one team's coming down and hitting threes, and you're coming back and getting twos, and you steadily lose ground. In this situation, you're talking about touchdowns to field goals. They want to put in the end zone and put those sixes on the board.
Yeah, they've been settling. That's why they're down on the scoreboard right now.
At the 37-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Set. Yellow waiting. Easy alert. Stop.
A quick throw out to Adams on the perimeter. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down.
Lady. Stop.
Throwing is Stafford. And he had to reach for that one, but can't grab it. It's behind him, and it's incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Across the 20 before going out of bounds. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Set. 180. Real. Stop.
They'll look to throw here. There's a short one taken in by Otten. They'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8.
Up.
Mayfield going to switch things up here.
What's that?
A run up the middle with Irving. And he'll get about 3 up past the 25.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well.
Set. 180. Pistol. What's that?
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. That is caught. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
What's that?
Running the toss to Irving. Will get it up near midfield at 49 before being taken down.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
2nd and 5.
Good. 180.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd down and 5.
Good. 180. Stop.
They run out of the gun with Irving. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Two yards still to go. 3rd down now.
Good. 180. Alert, alert.
But now an
Alert, alert.
audible here into something else.
What's that?
From the gun, Mayfield. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Good. 180. Regular. What's that?
Mayfield. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
180. Point it right. What's that?
Looking to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
Good. Kings. Stop.
Now back to throw. Completes the pass to Evans on the comebacker. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th.
Good. 180. What's that?
Play fake. Mayfield. He'll try to do it himself. And a catch right side by Evans. They only get a hard-fought yard, but that's all they needed. It pays off the decision to go for it, 1st and goal. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
180! What's that?
Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout.
No gain on the play.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
At the 9-yard line.
Set. 20. Hey, alert, 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 alert. Run, run, run. Run, run, run. Rail, rail, rail. Pistol, pistol, pistol. What's that?
On 2nd and goal, Mayfield. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
A gain of 1 yard on the play. It's now 3rd and goal.
Set. What's that?
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's the hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is indeed good. And that will extend their lead here to 17-6. Or maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
At their own 35-yard line.
Ready. Yellow 80! Yellow 80!
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Chase McLaughlin to kick off for the Buccaneers.
The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, lady!
Out of the gun, Stafford. Pass complete there to Nakua. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Stay 50, stay 50. 280. 59.
Now it's Stafford. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Here comes the Rams punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
Start.
On the ground, it's Irving to start the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Baker changing the play at the line.
What's up?
Downfield for Irving running right. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Set. 180. Alert, 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 alert. Done.
To throw, Mayfield. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Puna Ford, the one to get to him and drop him. Here's Riley Dixon now. As his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Rams are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over.
Set. 180. 40 got. 40 got.
They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 57 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Defense really kept him in check running the football in the first half. Maybe that'll be a spark for him here in half two.
So two words come to mind for me. Resilient, because he has to keep bouncing back after some limiting runs. And how about relentless? Keep going, knowing that you may pop one as he just did there.
Set! 50-50!
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Zebra! 30! Yellow 80! Yellow 80!
On the counter, here's Williams. And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety, being able to hit people with the run and the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
Second down and 8.
Double right! Yellow 20! 21! Tonight!
Now Stafford. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And now third down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
21! Ready! 280! 20 hot!
Now Stafford. Finding Williams on the check down. And the Rams are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on third down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
20! Stop!
Williams is into the end zone. Touchdown, L.A.
No touchdown for them in the first half, but their defense kept them in this ball game. So now, maybe this can loosen them up a little because they played tight so far, and they get right back in it with a touchdown run.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make it 17-13.
Rams 13.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Mayfield looks to throw. There's a short one taken in by Otten. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination. Guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
A 3-yard gain and enough for the first down. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
180! Stop!
Mayfield to throw it. Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
A shotgun handoff here to Irving. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
He's tackled at the 40.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 6.
Set. 20. Run, run, run. What's up?
Now a give up the middle. This is White. And a little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball.
Good. 180. What's up?
Now Mayfield. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
180. Hey, alert 33. Run, run, run. What's that?
Here's Mayfield. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive? So after the 4th down conversion, now 1st and 10 inside the 25.
180. Stop.
On the handoff, this is Irving. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Bucky Irving, a 23-yard run. And the Buccaneers are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. And that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Rams 13. Chase McLaughlin to kick off for the Buccaneers.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
Like 7.
From the gun, here's Stafford. A short one there, taken in by Ferguson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
Ready. 10.
To throw is Stafford. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Set. Waiting.
Stafford. Screenplay set up for Williams. Williams loses the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. But he has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
You see that celebration from him after that stop? Those corners don't normally have the chance to get behind the line of scrimmage and hand them big losses. So when he got that opportunity, he certainly made it a memorable one.
20. Up. Start.
They'll stay on the ground with Irvin. 66 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
180! What's what?
On third down, they go with Irving. And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Good. 180! What's that?
First down, here's White. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. 17 more yards. They had 17 on the previous snap as well. The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the fourth quarter.
And with those types of runs, that tells you they feel very confident in their running game. They feel very strong at this stage of the contest, and they want to keep doing exactly what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
What's that?
They go right back to White here on first down. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Rashad White taking it in from the 20. And the Bucs have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter.
Well, Gardner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
The Rams take over first and 10. The Rams take over first and 10. The Rams take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. Last time out, they had the fumble that led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles, but they've got to take care of the football and do better. Fighting through it, he's got space. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 31 yards there to first down. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles. Gain some additional yardage.
Blue 60! And middle!
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And this is what coaches sometimes fall into different camps. Your guy just fumbled. It led to a touchdown. Do you stay with him, or do you put him in the doghouse? This is definitely a show of confidence here as he's right back out there and carrying the ball again.
Now 2nd and 5.
Zebra! Set! Yellow 20!
Again, it's Williams. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Lady!
Here's Stafford. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
115 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Buccaneers 5-yard line.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. From the 5, 2nd and 4.
Hey, 50. Yellow 20. Squibbity hot.
Now a give up the middle to Williams. A nifty move on the run, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line down at the 2. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or 2.
Fifty. Set. 20 hot.
Now a man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Williams. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Kyron Williams with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Rams have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
What's that?
Game in hand. The offense takes the knee. But, Charles, a very simple mission anytime that you play on your home turf, and that is to defend your home turf. And today, that mission was accomplished.
Look, every offseason, every preseason, the head coach goes in front of the team and says, the mission for the season, defend our home field every time, split on the road, and we'll be in the playoffs. That's why defending the home field is vital.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bucs are winners here as we say so long from Tampa.